adventurers and friends, welcome to the MNmaxed Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue the Extinction Curse. A recap of Session 21. Still in the Druid Hermitage, we decide to spend the night in the kitchen. In the morning, the inevitable happens, and we cook breakfast for our enemies. Then the even more inevitable happens, and we kill them. Savatri is naked for almost all of this. Then, as we continue to explore, a couple guards see Savatri, who convinces them we're on their side. We follow them to some demonic ritual thing focused on a wolf. Jeb's not having it, and we decide to invite ourselves.
As you walk in here, there's a lot going on in this room as you walk in, or as you boot open the door. But this large stone chamber has a smooth tile floor, bearing abstract spiral patterns that evoke whirlpools or tornadoes. 4 small glowing orbs, one in each corner, brightly illuminate the room. Hooks on the walls hold wicker baskets with dozens of fur, felt, and bone toys clearly intended for animals. The center of the floor bears a large circle of spiky glyphs drawn in blood. And that's what you were seeing earlier. In the middle is that wolf laying on his side, breathing heavily. You're closer now. You can see it's definitely a wolf. It's a medium-sized animal. And just to the north is a female hermit priest chanting vigorously at the circle. And as she chants, it hums in the cadence of her chants. There's red streaks that are starting to flow down the wolf's fur, top to bottom, changing the color of its fur, blood red. Circling around the room is what seems to be a hawk made of wind flying around the room. And then, of course, the 2 retainers that you followed in. I'm going to have you guys roll initiative for me now.
Does it look like it's too late for the wolf?
It's... I will give you a free nature check on that one, Jebediah.
20.
Jeb, it's not too late for the wolf, but it's about to be too late. We're talking rounds, less than a minute. Like, the change is actively occurring, whatever it is. But the wolf is breathing heavily, and those red streaks are going down its fur. Doesn't look good. At the top of the order is door-kicking Jebediah. What do you do, round 1? Axe in hand.
Oh, with the nature check, like, so it's obviously the priest to the north that's, like, doing this, right?
It's very obvious, yes.
Does it look like I could disrupt the ritual?
If you wanted to.
The runes?
It would seem like there's a couple of possible solutions. I mean, you don't know enough about demonic magic to really understand how to interrupt it. So you could try something.
Murder is what I'll try. How about that? I move 10 feet in. Does anything happen?
No.
Perfect. I swing at the priest with my war axe.
And it looks badass.
Jebediah struts in.
And we did clarify that magic weapon does give me a +1 to attack, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. 17?
17 hits the corrupted priestess.
15?
15 damage. As the priestess is chanting her ritualistic cadence here, Jebediah comes in and lays right into her. And she screams in pain and an interruption, and she looks at you, daggers in her eyes, and she stops her cadence, but the runes pulse on.
All right, with my final turn, I'll give my turn to Turtle, and with my best communication, I'll explain to her to just disrupt the runes. So she's just going to run in a circle around the wolf with her 60 feet of movement and end right here.
Is that both actions?
Yeah.
Okay. So as Turtle gets around the circle and closer to the wolf looks over at Turtle and almost whimpers at Turtle. One of the retainers that had come into the room here and was standing against the eastern wall startlingly looks at Jebediah and goes, "You!" And he pulls out his trident, which he wasn't wielding with his first action, and then goes to stab at Jebediah with his second. Gets a 25 to hit and pierces Jebediah for 12 points of damage.
You take 6, I take the other 6.
golden yellow light of energy flows from Jebediah into Savatri. I picture, since Callistria is kind of like a black and yellow, like twisting magical energy going from Jebediah to Savatri because of the colors of Callistria.
Sure.
Just a thought.
It's going to be the same thing, basically, when Kestrel gits hurt, too.
Just sit in the back and drink healing potions sort of situation.
Oh, I'm just going to sit back and use my healing spells on myself.
There you go. All right. Third action, steps closer to the priestess, who's no longer chanting, looking at Jebediah with crazed eyes, smiling a seething smile. And that's his turn. Who's that elemental that was flying around the room? This is a small wind elemental here. It has this special ability where it gets to make what's called a circling attack. So the Zephyrhawk flies up to half its speed, makes 2 winged strikes, then flies up to half its speed again to return to its original location. So its speed easily reaches Jebediah, half of its speed. And he's going to make 2 wing attacks against Jeb. First one's a 19 to hit.
Failure.
All right, second one.
Failure.
Yeah, 10 total. Then with its second half of that, it flies back to where it originally started. For its third action, I think it's going to circle around the room a little bit to circle around the priestess. And that's going to take us over to the priestess. For her turn, she's going to retreat to the back of the room with her first action. And with her second and third action, are going to cast Flaming Sphere. Yeah, spot on. I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere on Savatri. No,
She
damn
can't
it,
see
that
me.
wall. Never mind. Sorry, I thought that door was right in front between you two.
Like, bitch, you can't see me.
That just means it's Jebediah then. Jebediah, give me a reflex save.
25.
Nice.
25 saves. You currently have a flaming ball just hanging out in your square. You dodge to the side, apparently. Then after the corrupted priestess, it is Moonlight's turn.
I do not like the way this room is laid out right now. This is not ideal.
Not an ideal burst situation.
So 25 feet to move there. To the southern side of the room, about 5-10 feet away from the wolf in the summoning circle.
Moonlight's getting real close to the action.
Yeah, I am 5 feet away from one of the retainers. I'm not happy about it. So I'm going to drop a sound burst in the upper left corner of the room, which should hit the corrupted priestess and the Zephyrhawk.
Zephyrhawk, the small air elemental, gets an 18, and the priestess gets a 27.
Okay, so that is a success for the priestess, but not critical success, and then a failure for the Zephyrhawk. So that will deal 5 damage to the priestess and 11 to the Zephyrhawk.
Nice.
They are also both deafened for 1 round. You can't hear, you automatically critically fail perception checks. You take a -2 perception status penalty on perception for initiative. If you perform an action with the auditory trait, you must succeed a DC 5 flat check or the action is lost.
Which verbal casting has, doesn't actually have the auditory trait, I don't think.
Not sure what does have the auditory trait.
A lot of bard stuff.
Probably bard stuff.
The priestess cocks her head to the side and sticks her finger in your ear and goes, "Mop."
Mop. I got it.
Then after Moonlight, Kestrel, it is your turn.
All right. So,
Save me, Kestrel!
I want to go after the priest.
I do still have my sickle out, though.
I do what I was going to do. I
Flanking
get
punch.
right up to the corrupted priest.
I see.
She's trying to hide back there and cast at us, and I'm just not going to allow it. I will make an acrobatics check around corrupted retainer 1, if necessary. I'll just make the check anyway.
I
so
think
you
we
don't
need to
have
have
meta
like an
on it.
actual conversation about if you're gonna do that.
I'm just going
not
to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it.
Okay.
I get a 27.
Okay. Now let's be specific about what you're doing.
I'm gonna say I'm not sure what exactly you're doing.
I don't think you're doing what you think you're doing.
There's no tumble around anymore.
Yeah, that's not a thing. The only time you can't like defensively move through a threatened square anymore.
Tumble through is just for literally tumbling through somebody's square.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
The acrobatic skill doesn't give you access to an action that allows you to tumble through a threatened square without provoking an attack of opportunity.
I guess I was mistaken on that. Imagine that, me being mistaken.
That's a big difference, so I will give you the option to change what you do.
So what Kestrel will do is simply move into the room and go to the south of Corrupted Retainer 1 next to Moonlight.
Got ourselves a little flank and conga line here. Jebediah being flanked by the retainers, and one of the retainers being flanked by Jebediah and Kestrel.
I will then use my second action to Flurry of Blows, and we'll make some attacks. And I have Magic Weapon. And it's
Magic
flat-footed.
Fang.
Magic Fang, that's it. I get a 24 to hit.
That hits.
I deal him 12 damage.
Solid fucking hit. You can get this guy right in the back of the head, right where the spine meets the skull. He kind of goes forward. You've got his attention.
I make my second flurry attack, get an 8 to hit, which is going to be a miss. And then with my third action, I will cast Shield. He does need to make the Fortitude save for Stunning Fist.
And get a 14.
You will fail the flurry of blows. He is,
right.
or the Stunning Fist. He is stunned 1.
That hit to the back of the neck that you gave that guy really is going to mess his day up a little bit. Now, stunned, as we kind of discovered, is he can't do anything until it's his turn, and then he loses an action.
Correct. So it's better than I thought it would be, because then he doesn't have reactions.
Exactly. Reactions be damned. Well, then after Kestrel, the wolf shudders a little bit and then starts seizing on the floor, and the red light is beaming at the crest of its head and then running down the back all the way to the tail, and more of that fur is turning red. Doesn't look like it's too late yet, but it's getting closer. Top of round 2, Jebediah, it's your turn.
So does it look like the ritual stopped from like what I've done and what Turtle's done?
Nope. The change and the transformation continues.
Well, I take one action to swing at the corrupted retainer that I'm flanking. Ugh. A hero point. That's what I do.
From an 11 to
A 26.
Oh,
drastic change. That's definitely a hit.
19.
Damn. You straight up
Wow.
cleave this guy's head off his shoulders. He collapses into a heap. Lop is a good word for this with an axe. You just lop his head right off.
And I move into the ritual and I use my focus spell.
Okay.
I don't know if it's damaged, but
Heal animal, right?
yeah.
Jebediah, as you go to like step over the circle, when you're moving your leg through that threshold that passes over the circle to step into it, it feels like that leg's moving through jelly. And you get into that space and then cast the spell, and that red line that happens slowly recedes from the tail of the wolf up its back to the crest, returning to that salt and pepper gray, but it still has that first red streak, that first blood red streak going down the center.
good
Okay.
job, Jeb.
That's all I got.
Then after Jebediah, it is Savatri's turn.
First, my spirit link will take effect. So Kestrel, you get, how hurt are you right now?
3.
You get 3 HP. I take 3 damage.
It's the most damage I've seen you take. And it's not even you taking damage. But I appreciate it.
I will do a 1-action heal on myself. No, I'm gonna do a 2-action heal on myself, because I'm gonna end up rolling like that, where I roll a 1 and a 2 on 2d10.
Thank God for that plus 16, man.
Shitty rolls.
Yeah, I'm still at full though. Third action, I will actually move into the room, but I don't really want to cluster up with everybody, so I'm gonna go kind of the southwest corner of the room, so I'm away from everybody.
We go to the last standing corrupted retainer, who uses his first action to move around to the other side of Jebediah, and with a second action, make a shove, an athletics shove attempt. Jeb, this is against your fortitude DC. Does a 25 beat your fortitude DC?
Which is what? 20?
Fortitude plus 10.
Oh, yeah, beats it, yeah.
Okay.
He's shoving me into the corpse of his friend, or what?
Well, I mean, technically that's what's happening. But as he's shoving you, he just gets, get out of the circle!
You realize the tiger's still in the circle too, right?
Yeah, he knows that.
But shoving a tiger is much scarier than shoving a dwarf.
Yeah, we're probably about the same size.
Okay, then that means that he pushes you 5 feet. He can stride after you, but he doesn't. With his third action, he is going to throw his trident at you.
That seems like a foolish thing to do.
I've got plus defense to trident, so good luck.
Gets a 20 to hit.
Luck.
Jebediah is going to take 11 points of piercing damage from the trident. It goes right into your thigh and sticks there.
You take half that.
Never mind, it pops out because Callistrian magic.
I don't know how we round that. Does he take 5 or does he take 6?
I'll
I don't
take
know.
6.
Round it however you want, I don't care. As long as it equals 11. Then after that, the Zephyr Hawk that's flying around the room spends his first 2 actions using the circling attack ability to attack Turtle. First wing attack against Turtle is a 16. Does that hit?
No.
16 does not hit. Comes a second wing attack from the Zephyr Hawk. 10 to hit.
No.
Then it circles back, and then with its third action, flies a little closer to the Priestess. All right, then that's going to take us over to the Priestess. The Corrupted Priestess is going to spend her first 2 actions casting the Fear spell on Turtle, who is the only remaining creature in the summoning circle. Turtle has to give me a will save.
20.
20 saves on the nose.
You can't fear a tiger.
On a success, Turtle is frightened 1. That's just basically going to last for 1 round. Then with the priest's third action, is going to do a 1-action heal on herself. Heal herself for 7. Then after the priestess Moonlight, it is your turn.
Okay, well, they decided to clump up a little bit more than even before, so I think I'm just going to do a sound burst again.
Drop that boom for its fortitude saves. The priestess gets a 20. The Zephyr Hawk gets a 23, and the retainer gets a 10, but that's a 1 on the die for a critical failure.
Okay, well, then the priestess and the hawk save, and yep, that is a critical failure by the retainer. So here comes some damage. It'd be nice if I could roll a little better. I only rolled a 7,
Shit.
so 3, 3, and 14. God, that really sucks. Both of my rolls were kind of shitty on my sound burst.
On the flip side, that's 20 combined damage.
Yeah, it could have been a lot more than that, though.
Yeah, I could have.
Third action. I cast shield. Do I move away or do I cast intact with limbs? I think I will cast shield on myself, and that will be my turn.
Then after Moonlight Kestrel, it's your turn.
All right. I'm simply going to get to the north of Corrupted Retainer 2, so I am in flanking with Turtle with my first action. Second action, I will activate Flurry of Blows and make some attacks.
Hold on, wait. Critical failure is actually deafened for 1 minute and stunned 1.
Nice.
Oh, shit. Wait, but he's already stunned.
No,
I
the stun guy
feel
died,
less...
right?
Yeah, the stun guy
Yeah, the
died.
stun guy died, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why.
Working.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, his head was lopped off.
That's right.
All right, so my first attack against Corrupted Retainer. Hold on,
So
I gotta put the
he's
flat-footed on.
stunned, so he's flat-footed, right? Or I suppose he's flanking also, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
So I get a 24 to hit,
definitely.
10 damage. Attack number 2 with Flurry. 12 to hit, which looks like it's a miss.
It is.
And I think, oh, fuck it. Let's just crit fish and let's go for a third attack with my third action.
David, don't move on to your third action yet.
Well, yes, he does need to make the fortitude save for
Yes.
Stunning Fist.
Gets 12.
So that is a failure. He is stunned 1.
Does that stack or is that
stack? Yeah, look at redundant conditions on page 623.
Oh, that's super specific.
Yeah, you apply only the highest value.
So you'd need to be casting something that do stun 2 in order
Right.
it doesn't.
If they critically fail, does stun 2? Is that what happens with Stunning Fist?
No, it's I think it's actually stun 3.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, stun 3 on a critical failure. He does not go to stunned 2.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But anyway, it might be moot because, again, I am just going to try and attack a third time and see if we can hit the bastard. That's a no. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Then after Kestrel, at the bottom of round 2, that same crimson red line that just receded on the wolf that is bound on the floor in the ritual circle comes back, starts at the crest of his head, goes all the way back to its tail, and that blood red, and it shudders and seizes again. I don't want to describe that too in depth. I'll describe terrible things happening to people all day long, but I have a hard time with puppies.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Sorry.
But with that, we go to the top of round 3. Jebediah, it's your turn.
All right, so what kind of is it? Just rope?
It's just rope, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give an action to Turtle and have her attempt to like fight it off or like
Okay. Chew through it.
chew through it. That's the word.
Let's. The only thing I don't necessarily think that Turtle is going to need to make an attack roll here. What I do think is going to make the difference is the rope's hardness, HP, etc.
Thin rope, hardness 2.
577? Thin rope, 2 hardness, 8 hit points.
Okay. Then all Turtle has to do is deal 4. Let's go with 4. 4 hit points of damage. I mean, when the rope's broken, it's not holding any longer.
7.
Turtle chews through the ropes that are binding the wolf's front legs together.
So it's free.
Just the front legs. The back legs are bound as well.
She'll try that as well.
All right.
6.
Turtle chews through the hind legs. So after Turtle chews through the ropes that are binding the wolf's hind legs together, the wolf shudders, stands up. It's been delaying this whole time.
I was gonna go just pick it up, but in this case, if I notice that it's like ready to do things, I will give it a heal. 2 actions.
Okay. That crimson red line that I described right at the bottom of round 2, it recedes just like you made it recede in round 1.
You don't fuck with animals, round Jeb.
Nah.
Jeb, that was the end of your turn, right?
Yeah.
All right, so then Jebediah, after you and Turtle free it from its binds, it uses its first action to stand up, uses its second action to run across the room to the west over to where the priestess is, and with its third action, make a jaw attack on the priestess. It gets a 24 to hit, and its teeth sink in deep, dealing 11 points of damage, and the priestess screams.
So is it gone or is it still like 1 left? The crimson stuff?
We'll get there.
Okay.
It's right now. It's still just like a singular stripe down the middle.
Kind of wanted to see what it turned into.
After the wolf, it's Savatri's turn.
Oh, cool. Savatri will move towards the priest, stay about 10 feet away, and second action, she will trip, or attempt to trip the priest. 17 to trip.
We'll do it. That'll trip the priest.
Cool. Third action, I guess just hit her with the whip again. Miss.
Then after Savatri, it's the retainer. And for his turn, he is going to turn and look at Jebediah and go, "You ruined it!" and he's going to spend his first action to run over to Jebediah, his second action to pick up the trident off of the floor that's right next to you, the one that he threw at you, and his third action to attempt to attack you with it.
His third action to do nothing because he's stunned.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Right. He goes over and picks up his trident and goes to attack you, but he doesn't have enough actions to do it because the party's getting good at stacking debuffs. That's why. Then it's the Zephyrhawk's turn.
I feel like since he's deafened, he's probably like yelling at Spencer and doesn't realize how loud he's yelling.
You know, I meant to bring that up. They're all deafened, so they're all yelling louder than they need to.
Actually, just he is deafened. Apparently, deafened only is on a failure or critical failure.
Oh, the priestess hasn't failed any of those then.
Correct.
All right.
Luckily, it did not make a difference. I didn't find that until this last turn. So I only applied the deafen to him.
It's the Zephyrhawk's turn. With the Zephyrhawk's first two actions, I think it's going to continue its attacks on Turtle. First attack against Turtle as it swoops by, 20 to hit. Turtle takes 10 points of slashing damage. And there's a second attack for 13, which sounds like it misses. And with the Zephyrhawk's third action is going to fly around to Jebediah and flank Jebediah with the retainer, which brings us over to the corrupted priestess.
She surrenders.
With the priestess's first action, she will draw her trident and in a fit of screaming rage will throw it at Turtle and get a 26 to hit.
She is flat-footed.
She's flat-footed or she's prone?
Oh, she is prone.
Prone,
That's right.
I mean, sorry.
She's prone, you're right.
That's different.
That is different.
Prone's a -2 to attack?
Well, she's not going to do that. She's going to use her first action to stand up, second action to draw the trident, and third action to angrily throw the trident at Turtle.
And she's gonna re-roll?
Nope. It's
Alright.
still going to get a 26 to hit, which I'm assuming hits, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is going to deal 16 points of piercing damage.
Can I ask what Turtle did to anger her so much?
Released the wolf.
Unconscious.
Unconscious. It's Turtle dying one.
Yeah.
All right. Then
I just
after...
never given her a turn. She'll never have to roll for it.
That's not how that works. All right. Then after the priestess downs Turtle with an arcing trident right into Turtle's chest. Moonlight, it's your turn.
I'm going to move directly north of the corrupted priestess.
You will be flanking the priestess with the wolf.
Yes, I am. And then I am going to reach out and touch her.
Reach out and touch.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, she needs to give me a fortitude save.
She rolls a 19 on the die, 27 on the fortitude save.
Yeah, she saves. She still takes damage, but...
Okay.
So she takes... Jesus, that was better than my sound burst on her. She takes 10 damage, so halved is 5. Negative energy damage.
From the chill touch spell. Then after Moonlight, Kestrel, it's your turn.
I will move 10 feet to get north of Corrupted Retainer 2 in flanking with Jeb. Action 2, we will activate Flurry, and then we will make some attacks. Going to be a 28 to hit.
28 is a critical hit.
Excellent.
Let's see them D6s.
I deal it 19 damage.
How do you kill him? Oh boy. Yeah. How do you do it? How do you kill him?
Well, seeing as how he's very angry at Jeb, I probably just come up behind him and do the old real quick grab his head and break his neck.
And it makes it sound sort of like this.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe a little less refreshing. And with my third action, I will simply move up and get in the priestess's face.
The priestess
And-
is currently being entirely surrounded.
Yes. That is the end of my turn.
Top of round 4, Jebediah, it's your turn.
Is there any hindrance moving through this circle?
No, not technically.
Okay. I'm going to move right there next to the wolf pal, and I'm going to cast a 1 target heal on this level 2 spell. Turtle will get 11.
Bringing Turtle back.
With all my rage, I will end this lady's life, except I won't. And I'll be done.
Now with a 13 on the die. All right.
Wolf, get her!
I want to see this wolf killer.
Then after Jebediah, it is the wolf's turn. And the first thing the wolf is going to do is sink its jaws into the priestess's right into her
She
belly.
is flat-footed.
She's flat-footed. That's right. Which means that is a critical hit.
Woo!
All right. Wolf's gonna fuck this priestess up. Wolf's gonna deal 17 points of damage to the priestess. The wolf's gonna lean back on its haunches and leap up and grab the priestess right around the throat and just completely down her and rip it out.
Now that's going for the jugular.
Oh yeah.
So I love how all of us, including this wolf, are all clustered on the left side of the room, and left on the right side of the room is this elemental. And I just imagine as soon as this priest dies, everybody just in sync, slow turns and looks at the elemental.
The elemental that nobody gave a fuck about this entire
I
fight.
kind of forgot about it. I'm just going to let him fly around.
Savatri, it's your turn.
I think the wolf's got 2 more actions.
Oh, the wolf does have 2 more actions. You're right. You guys are considered friendly spaces to the wolf. The wolf moves through Jebediah's space over to the Zephyrhawk with its
I
second
pet him
action.
on his way through.
Good boy.
Who's a good puppy?
And with its third action, leap up and attempt to make a jaw attack against the Zephyrhawk. Ooh, 10 total. No. The wolf is going to use an action point, a hero point. I want this to happen. Go, Wolfie. 25 to hit. No, minus. Okay. It's a 20 to hit, but that's still a hit.
Oh, Jaw's not agile? That's too bad.
No, they're not.
The bite isn't just the jaw, the claws.
Yeah. But that being said, the wolf leaps up, deals 8 points of damage to the Zephyrhawk. Does not quite take it down. Savatri, it's your turn.
Savatri will, I guess, just move up to the elemental. What do I know about elementals from previously fighting them? Can they be tripped? Do they have...
Get up flying. I'll let you figure that one.
I mean, it's an air elemental, so I'm going to go ahead and say
Well,
nah.
we've done it before with flying demons.
I suppose, but
But knocked them to the ground.
I don't necessarily. Maybe this is just me.
Are they immune to non-lethal or mind-affecting shit?
You guys haven't really made any recall knowledges as these characters about the elementals in that regard.
I feel like we have.
With the methods.
No, the methods aren't that type of elemental. If you want to spend an action to recall knowledge, you go nuts.
Go for it, Savatri.
What kind of knowledge is it?
I'm assuming it's nature.
No thanks. I'm just gonna use my Savor the Sting on it. I'm gonna move up to a first action, second action, Savor the Sting. Gets a fail,
Yeah, it makes a will save of 17,
6 non-lethal damage,
which it takes.
and it does take persistent damage too then. Then for my third action, I guess I'll just whip it real good.
Yeah,
Missed.
yeah, with the 12 you will.
What a 13 of hit. I forgot to add the +1 from Savor the Sting.
Good point. No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
I added the only wouldn't. Okay,
Yeah.
that's my turn.
Alright. Then after Savatri, it is the Zephyrhawk's turn. And being that it was given directive and the thing that it was supposed to protect was killed by a wolf, to spend all 3 actions wing attacking the wolf. 17 hit's going to miss on the first attack. 26 is going to hit on the second attack for 10 points damage to the wolf. And then a third attack against it, 22 to hit, which does hit, and then dealing 8 points of slashing damage to the wolf. The Zephyrhawk just rips the wolf up a little bit, and it hunkers down and survives.
5 damage.
Oh, it has to make that
Persistent.
Yeah, persistent. 5 doesn't kill it outright, but that's real fucking close.
What's the 5 damage from?
Persistent damage from me.
Savor the sting.
I don't think we've ever actually hit the save this thing, have you? Like, where they actually failed to save?
They've never actually failed. Shut up.
Well,
2d4, that's awesome. I suppose at second level.
Yeah.
Must have gone up to 2d4.
and that's solid persistent damage. That being said, the Zephyr Hawk rolls a 12 to overcome persistent, and that does not do it, which takes us down to Moonlight. It's your turn.
Moonlight will move up next to the Zephyr Hawk, and we'll look for a fort save from the Zephyr Hawk.
All right, the Zephyr Hawk's going to get a 16.
That's going to fail. They're going to take 10 negative energy damage.
That's going to put the Zephyr Hawk down, and that was Chill Touch.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I always picture elementals having some like essence that is kind of in the middle of the elemental, is kind of like solidified almost, like a little gem of essence, and the whole thing pulsates with that negative energy, and then just kind of puffs into a small cloud of dust and debris and floats down to the stone floor.
I kind of like to think of it as like Moonlight like draws that energy out of the body,
I like that.
like just like sucks it out,
Bullshit.
and it just falls apart.
That's canon.
So it's kind of in my backstory. That's kind of how I flavored Chill Touch, like drew the essence out of that guy. If you remember my backstory,
I do remember that.
I feel like that's kind of how I flavor Chill Touch. Is it's like just like drawing energy out of them.
Well done.
Do I need to make more checks to make sure this is like stopped?
That the transformation,
Do we need to make like some religion checks here? Or?
I mean, it seems to have stopped, and the wolf, after combat, after the Zephyr Hawk is dispersed into its elemental energy, sits and kind of looks at Jebediah and Turtle in turn, looking back and forth between the two of you.
Walk up to it. Now give it a good boy.
He takes it. He looks like he'll follow you.
Hell yeah. My animal army is almost complete.
It's still just book one.
Can I have a real quick conversation with you about the wolf?
Yeah.
Mechanically,
Sure.
the wolf is...
Better in every way than Turtle.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. That's not what I was gonna say. The wolf, because the ritual did not complete, it's very apparent to the wolf that you and Turtle save it. It does not attack you, and you could take the wolf as an animal companion.
I
And-
sure can take it as a guard for the circus.
Except, yeah, the difference is that it has 8 ancestry hit points rather than 6, and it has Intimidate as a trained skill instead of survival, and it also gains dark vision. The transformation did alter its state just a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I can't pass up Turtle no matter how good you make a wolf. That's just rude. But I will definitely take it as a friend.
He'll be friendly to you.
You will follow us back to the circus.
I'm gonna take a moment. You guys came to the hermitage with Turtle as an animal companion,
Now we have this.
and you at least have a Slurk and a wolf.
See
with
what
you
else
now,
we
is
find.
it? Who knows?
Well, that was much more interesting than open doors. Let's do more of that.
Opening doors.
Let's
No.
let's search this place out.
Loot.
24 to search this room, the bodies.
As far 100 platinum. No. The corrupted priestess is carrying a key.
What's it look like?
It looks almost identical to the key that you have that you picked up off of the librarian.
Okay, so now we got 2 identical keys.
Correct. They also have whatever they were carrying, which
Bunch of tridents, some
Yep.
shitty armor.
Bunch of tridents, some shitty armor. Nothing beyond that. You got it.
Okay. How about the rest of these rooms?
Well, when you say rooms, do you mean the pens?
Yeah, the pens. I guess that's that far right one. The big one, also a pen, I guess.
Yep, the one all the way to the east side of the whole animal containment area.
That one's got some water. That one looks fancier than the other ones. What's in there?
It's more like a habitat than just a pen. Do y'all head over to that side of the containment?
Yes,
Sure.
we do.
Checking out these other rooms as we go.
Ted, where are you?
On the bath or where?
Were you like laying down on your bed?
Maybe.
Oh man.
I had a feeling that was gonna take a while, so.
Anyways, yeah, you guys, what do you do?
Key to
from
the
here?
fish room.
Do you go to the fish room, or do you go check out the larger habitat to the eastern side of the animal containing area?
I'm assuming as we walk past these other pens, there's nothing in those, or
Nope, those are all empty.
I take my animal army along behind me.
The large pen that's at the eastern end of this area, it kind of resembles a forest habitat. Trees grow from heaps of earth sloped like a hill and covered in brush and undergrowth. A pool of water ringed with rocks fills one corner of the pen, and the door in the bars separating this pen from the main hallway is latched shut and looped with wire to keep it closed. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
I look back at the wolf and see if he is concerned.
He's just sitting and
Okay.
maybe looking around you. He looks nonplussed by the situation.
whoever's in here must be good at getting out if they wired the lock shut.
Probably one of the creatures that finished its transformation.
Moonlight gets a 25 perception.
Moonlight, you see kind of in the corners here amid the foliage, there are like wisps of dark smoke that are kind of coming up out of the foliage and dissipating. And you see what could maybe be hunched shapes, like four-legged hunched shapes amongst the foliage.
There's something in there, but I can't tell what it is.
I kick the door.
Do you kick it open? Or do you just shake it a bit? What?
I love
Throw,
it.
just
Do
throw
a
some
nature
food in there.
What did you say Moonlight saw?
Oh, like
Some wisps of black smoke.
yeah. They're amongst the foliage in this habitat. It looks like there's a four-legged animal, like a cat or a dog or something like that, larger with wisps of black smoke coming off of it.
Am I gonna call to it?
And as
Like,
soon as you
Yeah,
do,
kitty.
as soon as
That's
you
how my
do,
grandma would always call the cats from the barn.
two blackened leopards leap out from the foliage and ram into the doors.
God, it just makes me feel like Jurassic Park, like some velociraptors popping out.
Hang on to that dress.
So I can clearly see them now.
You can clearly see them now.
They
Oh,
look
damn.
dope. Can I get that as a pet?
It does look pretty sweet.
Am I seeing that crimson red on them?
Not necessarily with this animal. No.
The art for this panther is very cool. It's well done, and then it's got wispy black smoke coming off of it, like it's slightly ethereal.
Like smoldering almost.
Yeah, it's like it's smoldering.
Did they look deranged, in pain, or anything like that?
Not deranged, not in pain, but that looks like they're trying to knock down that door. And they're about to make 2 athletic checks, one from each of them, to attempt to knock this door down.
We run out of the room and close the main doors.
Well, let's see how this goes first on this. Ooh, first one gets a 17. It doesn't quite get it, but the door makes a loud bang. Second one, gets a 26, following his buddy. Bang! And the door falls open with a crash. Initiative.
And we will pick up with that combat next week. If you can't get enough MNmaxed, check out the Starfinder episode that we posted yesterday. And thank you all again for your support in making that happen. Join us again next time as we continue the Extinction Curse. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.